Anthony Joshua!
Aren't many fighters not named Canelo Alvarez that can pack 70,000 in the house, but this is par for the course for Anthony Joshua.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, champ.
World, Anthony Joshua.
This man has become an icon in many ways for what he's been able to do outside of the ring. Rank Jake Paul if he wins this fight, and that will put him in position at least to fight for a world title. Whatever you want to say about Jake Paul, we were all there.
Fight that's captured the imagination and generated huge interest. Two men who split opinion, a fight that splits opinion. It has to be the most eagerly anticipated 8-rounder that any of us.
Yo, this fight between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul? Absolute fireworks, man. Joshua's coming in with that raw power, elite experience, and straight-up Olympic credentials. He's the definition of a beast inside the ring. But Jake, don't blink. Kid's lightning fast, wild, and full of that I don't give a damn energy. Unpredictable as hell and confident to the bone. This isn't just a fight, it's a war waiting to explode.
That's all right, though.
Yeah, no. Rock, they said no photos, Rock.
Huh?
They said no photos.
Okay, we'll do that. Yeah.
But this is what we signed up for, and he's very tall, but that means I can use my speed and my size to my advantage as well.
Analysts are losing their minds over the game plan, calling for an all-out brawl right from round one. Both Joshua and Jake are in peak beast mode condition, which makes this matchup straight up unmissable. Every second's gonna hit hard, no filler, all fire. Jake Paul is stepping into this fight with a confidence that's straight up shocking even the veterans. Everyone's talking about it. The guy radiates belief that he can rise, push through, and walk out on top. And this isn't the same Jake from past fights. Nah, this time he's locked in, dialed up, and laser focused. Analysts watching his prep are buzzing. It's not just physical power, it's mental steel. The dude's mindset is rock solid, and you can see it in every move he's making. Facing a former heavyweight champ? He's not shaken, he's leaning into it, seeing this as his shot to prove he belongs on the biggest stage. And trust me, he's coming to make a statement.
He's very big. I'm here to shock the world, inspire the next generation. We're in the Heat arena. I'm a big Heat fan. Miami's on fire. This is my first pro fight, was in Miami against Gibb. I'm bringing that same energy here. First round KO.
BJ Flores, a veteran analyst and ex-pro fighter, is bringing the reality check. He says, yeah, Joshua might not be at his absolute peak, and he's had a few hiccups lately, but don't sleep on him. This fight is still a monster challenge for Jake Paul. Flores breaks it down. Joshua's size, skill, and decades of ring experience aren't just numbers on a page. For a guy like Jake, who hasn't consistently faced top-tier competition, this is next-level danger. Flores warns the timing's risky. A slower climb might have been smarter, safer for Jake's career. But we all know, Jake doesn't do safe.
Sick and losing to Andy Garcia, I don't think that means you're punchy. I think that means he's fought the best fighters, the best heavyweights over the last 15 years, and he's fallen short, of course. But he's a very, 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 he's a very big man. He's got that Olympic pedigree, and that makes the fight against him very difficult.
It does indeed, what do you think is the upside? There's always an upside for this fight against Jake. I guess, if I play sort of the viewer's perspective, what people are saying on Twitter, they're saying it's a win-win for Jake. You fight a two-time former heavyweight world champion in Anthony Joshua. If you get knocked out, it's no big deal. And if you lose, if you get knocked out, you get the respect of the public as well for taking the fight. If you win, you're the king,
Yeah. The upside is, I think, I don't know. Like, everyone's like, oh, I respect Jake. I'm just like, it's just crazy that you would have to fight, a former world heavyweight champion, 6'6", 240-pound gold medalist. That's the only way you get people's respect. Like, there's a lot of other ways. Like, and if you don't get everybody's respect, those people just don't really understand boxing. Like I said, I feel like this fight is a little early for Jake. Obviously, I would like to see him fight one heavyweight before this fight happened, at least one heavyweight, and then maybe see him, be in there with B, a guy world rated in A weight, cruiserweight, heavyweight, anything before you go in with a guy like Anthony Joshua. It's just a massive difference on the size and the power and win everything. But I guess, if the objective is to make people talk and make people say, oh man, he's crazy, then he's getting exactly that. He's getting what he wants. So to me, it doesn't make sense. This fight doesn't make sense to me at all, but I think it would be there down the road. I'd much rather see like a Canelo fight than an AJ fight. It's just.
Then you've got Joey Knight throwing down a different take on Jake Paul. Forget the haters calling him a gimmick. Knight points out the dude hits like a truck. Jake's not just swinging for show, he's actually competing at a high level, holding his own against pro fighters. That kind of performance proves he's for real, not some sideshow. Knight's take? Jake's power and skill give him a legit shot, and he's stepping into the Joshua fight ready to compete, no excuses.
You must be smiling and frowning at the same time. You must be smiling because it's happening and you're getting a mega payday. But surely you must be frowning at the fact that this kid and others out there believe that he stands a chance of even beating you. And look, if the stars align, maybe Jake Paul could close his eyes, he could put his head down, he could throw a punch sent from the heavens and he could clip AJ on the chin with it. But even if he does, I'd put my money on it that it doesn't do anything. I don't think it does anything to Anthony Joshua, even if Jake Paul does manage to clip him, because Joshua's never been hard to hit anyway. But the difference between getting hit by a Jake Paul and getting hit by a Daniel Dubois is monumental, and even that is an understatement. And the difference for Jake Paul in getting hit by a Nate Diaz compared to an Anthony Joshua is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What do you think AJ would do to Nate Diaz? What do you think AJ would do to Tommy Fury? Come to think about it, what do you think Francis Ngannou would do to Jake Paul? And look at how that went. So either way, what I'm saying here is quite simple. Right? Jake's style is very, very easy for Anthony Joshua to navigate. And that is even if the skill set between the two were on par. Because although he's getting better at them, Jake still makes many, many fundamental flaws. He leans over his front foot when he jabs, and that's a problem because when you do that, you're always going to have the potential to be countered when you lean over that front foot.
Experts keep hammering one point. The experience gap is massive. Anthony Joshua has faced some of the nastiest heavyweights of his era. Even after a 14-month layoff, the guy's history of going toe-to-toe with champions, knockout artists, and elite fighters gives him a depth Jake hasn't touched yet. It's not just about muscles and speed. Joshua's ring IQ, movement, and adaptability under pressure are on another level. Analysts warn it's not raw athleticism that'll decide this fight. It's Joshua's seasoned, battle-tested brain in the ring that could tilt the scales.